So Leicester City 0, Arsenal 1-0 to the Arsenal. It's like rolling it back to George Graham era. Sluggish game of football, not great to watch, but doesn't matter. If you're winning and you're staying top 5 points clear, although when I'm recording this with you, Jez, Man City are 1-0 up away to Bournemouth. And that makes our game, if it stays like that, makes our game against Everton in the week very important for the title race. But limited Leicester to one shot all game. We only had 2 shots on target. One of them was the goal. The only real bit of quality in the whole game, really, apart from Trossard's screamer that got ruled out. Nice finish from Martinelli. Great bit of play from Trossard, nutmegging the guy on the wing, the right back. But other than that, it weren't great. It weren't pretty, but job done. 3 points, 1 shot against us all game. I don't think we could have asked for better, could we?
No, I've said this before, Lee. Sometimes you win ugly, and that was ugly in my book. But I still think, mate, if we'd had a decent striker there today, and I'm not knocking Trossard or Martinelli, we could have battered them. Leicester City were absolutely crap. They were clueless. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the stats yet, but whatever the possession we had over them, it's got to be up in the late 70%, because I thought they were shocking.
66% apparently.
Really? Is it 60? Well, I was close.
We had double the amount of passes than them. Their pass accuracy was 68%. They had 0 corners.
Yes.
All game. Mad. That's actually insane.
Leicester at home, if you were one of their fans, you must be going home tonight thinking, what's going down? Because that was absolutely pitiful from them. And I think, when Vardy came on, what did he do, really?
And he same with Tillemans. Tillemans came on, did nothing. They were very, I don't know. They obviously missed Maddison. He's the creative spark in their team, and he makes Harvey Barnes look better as well. Barnes is a good player, but today he did nothing. No. Yeah, Iniacho, scored a goal that was offside. Other than that, mate, he did nothing. Yeah, and that's credit to Gabriel, by the way, and Saliba. I thought Gabriel was superb today. Yeah, and the fact that we didn't have Thomas Partey in the starting 11 and Jorginho played all right. Yeah, I thought it couldn't really get any better than that. Like, Arteta must be sitting there on the team coach going back down to London thinking, well, that was easy. I think he probably expected a lot tougher game than that. Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah, I think we all did.
I'll tell you what, I put a prediction in. I said Arsenal were going to win 3-2. But I got that badly wrong. And,
well, Ola said 5-2.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny, mate. I know I keep bashing the bloke, but it's like when Nketiah came on, he did nothing. And I'm sorry, I think I'm hoping this is a fact. Arteta has actually realised the fact he started Martinelli in the centre today. Although he wasn't really, was he? He was back out in the left.
No, it was kind of him and Trossard like switching at times, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought it worked. I think the problem with us today, Kenny said it a minute ago, didn't have a lot of penetration in the final third. A lot of possession, but no real cutting edge in that final third today. It was almost like every single cross we put in was forced. It was rushed. We were taking too many touches at times. And there was opportunities to carve them wide open. But then the last ball let us down. The last cross let us down. But the fact that they were so poor, it didn't really matter in the end. Yeah, and listen, they're down the bottom. Well, I think they're lower than mid-table. Yeah, for a reason, because they're not that great. And like you said, if you're a Leicester City fan that's paid to go and watch that today, you must be sitting there thinking, what has happened? Like, we were champions 6 years ago, 7 years ago. We won the FA Cup. Was it season before last? Now you look at them and they just look lost, mate. Like they didn't have a clue, did they? And we weren't great. Yeah, but defensively, they couldn't get anywhere near us, mate. They couldn't break us down at all. And the one time they did, Harvey Barnes whipped a cross in. There was no one there.
No.
That must have, them defenders, the goalkeeper could have literally sat on the deck chair the whole game. He had nothing to do. Yeah, and he threw himself at the one shot they had, but he knew it was going wide. He just did that because he was bored.
Funny enough, when I was doing my player ratings, which we'll get onto in the next, when we do the player ratings, I sat here and, normally my first player rating is the keeper. And today I sat here and I thought, what can I actually mark Ramsdale? And I thought, no, I'll start with the up front. And I really had to think hard. To be fair, what can I give him? Because he didn't have to do shit. And I'm thinking, that's a tricky one today, Jez, because you could get slated for this. If I mark him too low because he didn't do anything, because he didn't have to, or if I mark him too high, people will say, well, why have you given him that? Because he didn't.
It's true, though. He did nothing. He literally didn't have to do anything.
No.
Yeah, he didn't have to make a save all game.
No.
Yeah, that's mad. Away game at Leicester. Didn't have to make a save. Literally, like I said, he dived because he was bored. Yeah, he must have been freezing, like standing there, like literally doing nothing all game. Yeah, and that was credit to our defense, by the way, because I thought Gabriel and Saliba today, like Iniacho's a tricky player. Yeah, and he's very good at backing in. He's very good at rolling players. Yeah, but today they literally just dealt with him like that. It was light work. And like you said, when Vardy came on, what did Vardy do? Nothing. Yeah, literally nothing. And Vardy's tricky at times, and you get him behind, and he'll have a go. And he ain't the Vardy he was a couple of seasons ago. He's nearly done, mate. Pretty much finished, isn't he?
He used to score against Arsenal as well.
Yeah, he did. And they've got no creativity in their team whatsoever, mate. The only creative player they really have without Maddison there is Harvey Barnes, and you can't do it on your own, especially when you're coming up against Ben White, who again I thought played pretty well today. I thought it was very unlucky that we had that goal disallowed. Yeah, it was very, very unlucky. I understand why they disallowed it, but at the same time, super soft. And what a finish from Trossard as well. Couldn't have placed that any better if he tried.
I felt so sorry for him, actually, because the trouble is, we all know if you put your fingernail on a goalkeeper, you're going to get a foul against you. And unfortunately, I think it was a soft one, Lee, because if that was a decent goalkeeper, he would have done that, get his hand off him. All he had is Ben White had his arm like that on him. He could have just done that.
But he's probably the worst goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah,
and he made a good save. I think it was Saka's shot, and he parried it. Yeah, but other than our goal and Saka's shot, they were the only two shots we had on target. And it was like, Ola made a good point as well, because I said, like, if we're going to win this title, we need to get about 8-9 points clear of City. Because if we let them back in, like they're 2-0 up, Erling Haaland's just put them 2-0 up. So they're going to be 2 points behind us now. But he made a good point. He said, if we do go 8 points clear or 9 points clear of them, maybe a bit of complacency is setting. Yeah. Whereas if we're constantly 2 points, 5 points, 2 points, 5 points, we have to keep going. We have to keep going, and that'll probably get the best out of us. The problem is we have got a lot of football coming up in March. I think we've got 6 games in 19 days. Yeah, and then if we get through Sporting Lisbon over 2 legs, I think we've got 9 games in April, including Liverpool and City away. Like these next 2 months, it's great that we're top, fantastic, and we fully deserve to be top. We have been the best team, most consistent team. Yeah, and we've definitely got out of that blip now. But this next 2 months, it doesn't matter about the 24 games we've just played. Yeah, it's the next 14 now. Yeah, maybe not even, well, it is the next 14, but the next 5 league games. Yeah, we have to keep winning, mate. We have to keep going. And we've got Bournemouth at home. We've got Everton at home. They're the next 2, Everton and Bournemouth. We have to get 6 points. Yeah, I'll take 2 stinky, horrible 1-0 victories.
Yeah.
They're double deflections in both, or saying, because if we can stay constantly winning, and because we're playing before Man City most weeks at the minute, yeah, then that puts the pressure straight back on them. They're going to win that game. There's no way Bournemouth are coming back from 2-0 down against City. It ain't happening.
But on that.
Be careful, mate. You'll have top gooners crying that you predicted a City win.
It's in my Super 6, and I'm top of the pub league.
Like they've never put them in the accumulator they've done this weekend. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, they're going to go 2 points behind us, which puts a bit of pressure back on us because we have to win that Everton game. That is our game in hand. And if we can go 5 points clear, pressure's back on them. Yeah, and they've got some big games coming up. They've got Leipzig, and they've got some big league games coming up. They've obviously got us soon as well. But I think we're looking good, man. We've got out of that blip, and we did it without Thomas Partey today as well. I know he came on at the end, yeah, but comfortable victory, man. And it won't be that comfortable on Wednesday, that's for sure, when Sean Dyche comes to town, though, will it? I was
going to say that. Will Arteta get Dyche again? That's my worry, because he let's be fair, Arteta hasn't got a great record against Sean Dyche. So we know what they're going to do. They're going to park the bus, and they're going to get us on the counter if they can, as they did at Everton. So hopefully Arteta's learned that lesson, because they were the first ones in the league that really caused an issue. And Arteta, if you're watching, which you are, we do know, you'll be watching it on the bus going home, and learn from that, mate, and come up with I'd start the teams that started today, to be fair.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. We just need to be a little bit more clinical in that final third because we didn't create a lot today.
Fast, isn't it? I mean, the amount of times we get the ball, we're all tricky, nice, and so many times today, Zinchenko, and I'll blame Martinelli as well, they slam the ball straight into the defender. That's not that is not good. You've got to be better.
Yeah, it needs to be more what's the word I'm looking for? More aware. Yeah, rather than just rushing it. We either held the ball too long, took too many touches in and around the box, or we just rushed it. Yeah, and it's like, somebody needs to sit these players down and show them how to cross a ball. Like maybe just show them Beckham compilations on how to cross a ball. Because it's like literally nobody can cross a ball in this league, mate. There's maybe a handful of players that can cross a ball. Yeah, it's shocking. It's more of a percentage game. Let me whack it off the first man to get a corner and score it. It's like, have a little bit more about your game. But yeah, Everton, we know what's happening on Wednesday. He's going to come. He's going to be physical. He's going to try bully us, break and counter. And we need to be more clinical and more ruthless and getting behind them, because we know they're going to sit deeper and deeper and deeper the longer the game goes on. And that's where you have to have your big players step up in big football matches, and start taking a few pot shots, which is why I agree with you. I played the same lineup. Yeah, if Thomas Partey is more fit, then maybe put Partey back in. But Jorginho's done all right. And we know that we're going to dominate the ball against Everton. So do we need to rush Partey back in right now?
I personally, I would drop Odegaard and put Partey in there.
And then play Xhaka in a little bit further. Because this is the thing, yeah. Like, people are going to laugh at what you just said. I'll drop an attacking mid for a DM stroke box to box. The thing is, against Everton, we're just going to sit there, and dominate midfield. So it don't really matter whether we have Zinchenko. We could play Smith Rowe in Odegaard's position, even though he's not fully fit. Yeah, we're going to dominate the ball. So it don't really matter who's in midfield, as long as the system and the movement of the players is the same. Yeah, Xhaka's passing is not bad. Jorginho's forward passes are not bad. Off the ball is a bit crap, and Thomas Partey, like he can. Same with Xhaka, ping a shot. Trossard can ping a shot. Saka. And this is what we're going to have to do against them, because they are going to sit deep and we ain't going to get in behind them very often. So we're going to have to start taking long-range shots against them. Is Odegaard the guy you want with a long-range shot?
No.
Very rarely scores, does he? But anyway, leave it in the comments section. Make sure you sub to JEZ'S. And make sure you sub to my second channel as well. Leave reacts in the comments. And we'll be doing player ratings shortly. That'll be out after the Liverpool game finishes tonight. But yeah, man, we go marching on. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Cheers.
Cheers. Take care.